So here I am playing Age of Gods, ready to start. For the Destiny phase, everybody got one of these 4-point cards. Everybody thinks about the fortifications phase, and the decision is, I don't want to reveal anything right now. I only got 5 of these chits. It's not time yet. So now we're going to go to the combat phase, and starting with our Goddess of Peace. Ha ha ha. She has to kind of decide what she wants to do. Now, does she want to reveal her orcs by doing something with them? Her races are going to be tougher to attack because of the 2-point defensive bonus. So she may want to help someone else instead. And what I'm looking at here is I have cards for the Necromancers and the Sorcerers. And I need a 6-sided die. Let me grab a big one. Try to find something chaotic. So I think she's going to use one of those to make an attack. Which card do I like better? Necromancer can raise the dead. That's very cool. I'm not sure. I got a couple of sorcerers. Ooh, I can destroy territories for the game. That sounds cool too. Not as cool. Alright, I'm going to use my Necromancers then, and I'm going to attack something. What am I going to attack? I don't know. I know this. I'm not going to attack the orcs, because they're mine. So, let's start hunting goblins. And I look at the chart, and there's no modifiers, no technology, no cities, nothing. I need a 3 or higher. I do not get it. So I don't get to attack again. And I'm done. Now I have to make that same decision with each of the other players. We'll look at Sibian, the Goddess of Love, who can play these little heart counters. And that's kind of cool. I've got Barbarians as my thing. It's an interesting card. Again, not absolutely sure. I want to give... I could have placed that in my fortification, but it's a 4-point counter. I don't want to spread the love quite yet. I certainly don't want to give that information out at this point. Let me see what I got. Gnomes, goblins, orcs, dwarves. These are the big guys. It's the little guys I'm interested in. I seem to have mainly size 2 ones. Amazons don't look terribly interesting. Halflings are interesting. Yeah, I'll use halflings to attack. You know, I don't know how valuable these are, but I like halflings. What am I going to attack? Well, do I want to wipe out fairies? I don't have any 1-point cards, so maybe that would be cool. Alright, we'll try that. And the halflings fail as well with their 1. And I'm going to continue this around, and I'll come back at the end of it, because I don't think it's too exciting to watch me deciding on the card play in this, trying to decide what attacks to make. Hopefully I'll remember what's happened. Well, the biggest thing that happened, let's go back to that in a moment actually. The Necromancers marched in and attacked the orcs successfully, took a space, mainly because, hey, why did you attack the goblins, not the orcs? And I know I don't have orcs, I'll attack. Someone else had an interesting necromancer card, they wanted to do that. We had the halflings attack the fairies a little earlier, and then 2 players in a row here had the fairies attack the halflings and wiped them off the map. So the halflings are now a dead race, essentially, which is a problem for people holding their card. They can't use their card effectively. And now, the last one, the giants moved in and attacked the Amazons. And, you know, none of this is probably worth anything to points for people, but by expanding the race, they make it less likely to die, and therefore their cards are more likely to either make it to the betting phase or to at least be playable at some point in the game. Alright, now we're going to hit the action phase, and this is again a place where I have to look at the cards and make decisions. I'm going to start it off with the first player here, who's got the piece. And what do they want to do? So, remember, in my action phase I can do 3 things, basically. Or 2 things. I can use the card's special ability, or I can up attack level. Ooh, of the race on the card. So yeah, it can only be the card. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. Or, is that specified in here? Because I missed that little roll, huh? Yeah, corresponding race. How about that? Well, that means attacking is the only kind of weird thing. Destroying a territory forever, is that valuable? See, that's the problem. Do I have anything that matches my orcs? I do. Let's see what I can do. I can either launch an attack with an attack bonus of +2 or make 2 normal attacks. I'm going to raise Orcish Tack. I know this sort of shows my hand here. And that's marked by putting a little gray marker over here in the orc spot. And now they have a +1 on any attack and defense that they make, which is kind of cool. I'm going to go through the rest of them and see what they do. Come back maybe if somebody's doing something particularly exciting. Okay, well, let me catch up a little bit, not much. Second player played a Dwarves Fortress, which gives a counter here. And unfortunately, the counter doesn't say it. It's a 2-point defense bonus. I'm going to have to put that here to help remind me that they have that and what it does. The next player, who has Chaos, decides to play a Holy War. And they declared this on the elves, on the high elves. This is marked. There are numerous ways you can mark it, but I'm marking it with, use this little crusade flag or whatever, and these are the victims. And what it means is that there's a +2 to any attack that they make against the elves, and they launch an immediate attack if it's possible, and it is. So let's look at the combat table because I'm not there anymore. Cities are a -1, so I'm a +1. I need a 2 or higher to get in there. Get it? Boom. There goes an elf. And some chaos is in the city. That was not a natural 6, so I don't get to attack again. Alright, now we go to the second set of 3. Okay, let me go through the different actions that the rest of the players took. Over here, our God of War. He had the dwarves. He played Halfling Cuisine. Gives him 3 fortifications out of the general pool. Placed him here. Now, one thing I had to look up. I thought, oh, geez, man, I may be missing a counter or something. Holy War only has 1 set of counters with it. Which means I have all the pieces. I counted everything else. I said, wait a minute, what? And when somebody else plays Holy War, it switches the participants at their choice. So a new Holy War could end the Holy War. Okay, so anyway, they've kind of revealed who they are. It's not really a big deal at this point, but later in the game, knowing what somebody controls, if you want to target them, becomes probably pretty important. Over to our god of trickery. What did he do? He did something tricky! Played Centaurs for cultural exchange. He happens to be supporting the High Elves. He switched a barbarian in the way of the chaos for this super strong dwarven fortress in a city, which seems like quite a trade to me. Again, though, it reveals something. Of course, the guy who had the barbarians revealed something there. And finally, the humans, under the god of wisdom, played the voracious. That's these weird things here. Card, absorption, launching an immediate attack at a +1 bonus, which permanently destroys a counter if it wins. In this case, it did win. He took out a chaos counter. Chaos maximum size is 1 less, which means it's easier to bet on them, but they can score less points for the actual owner. So, and at a 4-point size, that doesn't really matter much. But anyway, he was seeing that they were getting too much, thought he'd take an extra attack for his own people, and tried to bonus himself that way. His other cards, well, I don't know what to do with them. I'll toss them over here. The extra chaos piece is in the box now, and we'll be moving on to the second turn. Now, I'll cover that when it happens, but in the Destiny phase, everybody gets a free attack with their different, with small races. In this case, anything except a size 4 race is allowed to attack. The token passes, so we have a new first player, and we'll be off and starting.